Hello everybody, 2000 Trains here, and today I'm at my first terminus station to record at London King's Cross, where you'll be seeing services from Thameslink, Hull trains, although we can't see it, there's a Hull's Paragon behind that train, if you can make that out, Great Northern, LNER, and not present at the moment, Grand Central. So, yeah. The station more or less has been the same. Obviously, it's been constructed of impressive Victorian architecture. The only thing that's been upgraded about the station is the triangulated portals, because you can see some new droppers right there. In fact, if I can zoom in, you can literally see the new catenary equipment installed right there, as well as this weird looking portal right here, complete with some triangulated gantries, so on and so forth. And if you see where they lead, they've opened up the third tunnel now. Before it only used to be two, but now they've increased it to three. So that's a win for the East Coast Main Line. More trains can come out of London from this end, that is. So yeah, I think that's all I can say. So to sum it short, nice Victorian architecture, some new catenary equipment, and a new tunnel for trains to go through. So without further ado, let the train spotting commence. Alright, coming in here is a terminating LNER service. This is worked by one of the Azumers. Whether it's a 5-car or a 9-car configuration, we'll see. Coming in here is 801-209. And I know at 10:42 that train is going to depart as well, so at the moment we're not going to be able to see that. However, if I glance my eyes this way, and yeah, this train seems like a 9-car set. If I glance my eyes this way, if I face the tunnel, hopefully I should be able to see that 387 working the service to King's Lynn go through. And that'll be nice. Complete with some squeaky brakes. Although it's not as bad as some of the trains up in the north. I haven't been to the likes of Manchester to see how their 331s brake, but I did watch a video about it, and their brakes on their trains are horrendous. But here it is, this train from wherever it came from in the north. Nice. At any point we should see that train come out. And there it is. Welcome to service to King's Lynn is 387117. Accompanied with 387112, I think, but I'll check the rear just to double check that. Yep, I was correct to an extent, but I was one off. Complete with a nice horn, and it is 122, not 112. And I think this might be the next train to depart. Oh, hello! This train decides to go as well. This is a whole train service. Well, I don't even know if it's even a service. I think it might be an empty coach. It might be an ECS going to Hornsey Depot or Bounds Green Depot. But hold on, Bounds Green Depot. Come on, Chris. Bounds Green Depot is for. What am I even saying? Whatever. Forget that I said anything, because you know when I speak, sometimes I talk a lot of nonsense. But here we go, seeing one of the nicest looking trains in my opinion going on ECS to Bounds Green. And what I wanted to say is that for LNER and other services, their maintenance depot is in Bounds Green, but Hornsey Depot is for Great Northern and Thameslink trains. Yep, that's all I wanted to say. How awkward can it get? Alright, departing now is an LNER service to... Well, I can't see shit because it's quite far away. But working wherever service is 801, 801, 801, 801, 801, 801, 801, 801, 801, 801, 801, 801, 801, 801, 801, 219. Alright, ready to depart now is the service to Baldock. Here it goes. This train will be calling at Finsbury Park, Potter's Bar, Hatfield, the home of King Henry VIII, Welwyn Garden City, the home of Tesco, Welwyn North, famous for Diggswell Viaduct, Nebworth, a station that not many trains stop at, Stevenage, the Milton Keynes of the East Coast Main Line, Hitchin, Letchworth Garden City, and Baldock. And departing for that is 700-040. And that train leaves us with the view of the train shed down there and some more of this complex that they're creating. I don't know what this is going to be used for, as we have a truck of some make going through. Truck spotting, that's smart. Alright, ready to emerge out of the tunnel might be a 700 or an 800. The reason why I say that is because those trains always have blue LED headlights in front of it. But as I say that, my former option was correct. It is a 700, and this is 700-049. Not a lot of people on board this train. That fifth carriage could do with some cleaning at some stage. In fact, beyond the fifth carriage, I think it does need a bit of a clean. You can just see the dirt slightly. Alright, about to depart now is the LNER Zuma service to Edinburgh. This train will be calling at Peterborough, Doncaster, York, Darlington, Newcastle, Berwick-upon-Tweed, hashtag the borderline to Scotland, and Edinburgh Waverley. Whenever you're ready. Come on. Oh, hello. We have the Great Northern Angel surprising me. This is 387-120. The state, well, not in an angelic manner, but oh well. But the next pair, well, the next set, getting closer to looking angelic now, isn't it? At least there isn't dirt accumulated near the carriage ends, nor at the front or the rear of the trains, although there is a little bit. And that's 387127 on the rear. When the hell will this train bugger off? Because from all the announcements I've heard, there should be a train bound for Edinburgh departing right now, unless it's on that platform, as we have a B9TL. Although it's not roaring its turbo like it used to in the old days. I think this might be the train that's going, but if you really are, then move it. Come on, move it, move it. Come on, get the f out. Come on, come on. Don't be scared. Get out, man. Come on, move that thing. Move it now. Move it. Oh my days, you're wasting your time. Come on. I thought that train would be departing by now. Well, enough of me waffling, I'll just get to the part when the train departs. Finally, after 1 minute, well, 1 plus the 2 minutes I wasted your time waffling, this train is now departing. And I'm not going to bother saying numbers because this is the same number I called a few clips ago. But one has to admit it. Despite the Hitachi having its own faults, the livery still looks sleek. Personally, I like this livery. The sounds of the doors being locked in place. And there it goes. This train will start pelting it up to 65 miles per hour after it passes the second tunnel. And then after that, after passing the second tunnel, it then goes under the flyover, which takes the inbound tracks on the slow lines over it. And then the line speed gets picked up to 80 miles per hour after that section, where all the headspans emerge. The track rises up. Well, the train rises up, passes through the home of the Gooners. I'm not going to say, okay, Gooner stuff, because that's just going to be cringy. And then after that, it flies past Finsbury Park, but before the station, the 90 mile per hour sign is in action, to which the train starts to give it to pick up. Should we try that again? It picks up the pace, swipes past Harringay, Hornsey, and Alexandra Palace, gets engulfed by Bounds Green Tunnel before it can pick up the pace to 100 miles per hour, swipe through New Southgate, which makes sense because there is a Southgate in the first place. And then after Barnet Tunnel, well, it's going to get engulfed by Barnet Tunnel after a few bridges after New Southgate. After New Southgate, the train will be able to give it the boot up to 115 miles per hour and continue on henceforth. And it will be doing so until it gets to Woolmer Green Junction, if I recall that area correctly, where the line speed can be increased to 125 miles per hour. But for that to be achieved, it has to cross over the set of points where the tracks multiply into quad track formation after the Welling bottleneck, and so on and so forth. And I think that's my knowledge about the speed limits on the East Coast Main Line. Although there's one thing I do know: around the newer crossing, the line speed does go down to 115 miles per hour, or probably 100 miles per hour. And as I keep on waffling, and there's a horn, we have an LNER Zuma service terminating or coming in here, and we have another one departing as well. And I think this train is bound for York. don't think I'm ever going to get those numbers, but the train that's coming in here is 801 222. That train that's departing far from us, well, on the farmost platform, we'll be calling at Stevenage, Peterborough, Grantham, Newark Northgate, Retford, Doncaster, and York. Kind of in similar fashion to the video that was posted by AWL 94 or 98. I don't remember the year. But the only exception to that is that it's stopping at Stevenage. So yeah, that was me yapping about the speeds that the train will be going at on the East Coast Main Line as far as the Peterborough south side is concerned. Well, the East Coast Main Line southern part is concerned, because the East Coast is split into 3 parts. Obviously, where I'm standing is the origin of the south of the entire main line, the 393-kilometer stretch. All right, let's make a documentary about this. I'll just take a photo of that, and then I'll continue on with my waffling, and I'll also play it as well, because obviously where I am up to Peterborough, that's the southern arc. Although I wish I could split it into 2 parts, because the Welling bottleneck kind of seems to split it up very well. And then you have the middle section, which is from Peterborough to York. That will be going through the likes of Newark. What am I even saying? Anyways, the train coming in here is 800 206. So I think this might be a biomode train. And yeah, this train must have been an ECS, because it came from, well, I don't know for sure, but it says Firm Park reception sidings. Don't know where the hell that is. Complete with some AC for good measure. I will be honest, I do like this train. The only issue I have is that sometimes when it comes to speed, it's not at one with the rails, unlike your old school British rail stock. And also, you know what happened, the cracking incident. I just hope in the future they actually do some upgrades to make sure that the trains are one with the rails, and at the same time make sure that it's actually sturdy. Because despite its faults, I really do like this train. But let's be fair. Nothing can beat the old school trains like your 91s. Personally, the livery on the 91s is okay. I do like it. It does have that swishy feel. So let me demonstrate with my hand. If you go, you know, there's a phenomenon that happens when you're at speed. It's this effect that I'm doing with my hand. The way they apply that livery, they took that principle into effect, and when it passes through at speed, it does have that effect. But don't get me wrong, this train does have that effect as well, but in a different way. Well, no, it has a different effect. Although at the front, as you can see, it does look slightly slanted. The red is slightly slanted a bit, and then all the stripes follow. But what was I even saying before? Since I decided to go on making a documentary out of this train spotting video. After Peterborough, you're in the East Coast Mainline middle section, where it's mostly dual track, and that's until you get to York, where it goes into briefly quad track, and it follows the same to. Is that another train spotter? I think that might be, or it might be. I don't think he's train spotting. He might be doing something else. But what I'm saying is that when it comes to, alright, after York, it goes into quad track configuration, but it follows a two down, two down, two up approach, where you have the center tracks allocated for the faster trains. So yeah, and that extends down to the likes of Thirsk. No, Thirsk is a intermediate station, but Northallerton, where the tracks separate out a bit, and then it continues on sync dual track until it gets to Newcastle. And then after Newcastle, you've entered the northern section where you'll be passing through Morpeth, Almond, and Berwick-upon-Tweed before crossing the border, getting into Dunbar, swiping through a few of the stations that I don't even know off the top of my head, and then eventually you arrive in Edinburgh. And thanks to my waffling, we get to see the Great Northern Angel departing, and the cleanliness of that train is angelic, so it works. (387-115) at the front, and well, we'll see. I'm not going to put a gamble on that because I cannot see that well, that is. And speaking of the 387s, I really do like them. They're quite smooth in comparison to the 717s I've ridden on, because remember that day when I train spotted at Hagley Wood? I wanted to hop on a train into London King's Cross in a smooth manner, but since I was on a 717, the way the train was jittering over the place at 71 miles per hour, I was like, no, okay, I don't think I'm gonna go on this train, because it's quite jittery at speed. It's literally you can feel it in the suspension, so it doesn't really make me comfortable when it's like that. So what I did that day, after finishing my train spotting at Headley Wood, I hightailed it down to Hatfield, and then I hopped on the 387, and I paced it through many stations, and well, the ride quality wasn't the best, but at the same time it was marginally better than what it was on the 717. And yeah, more or less I swiped through Welham Green, Brookman's Park. Obviously, we had to stop at Potter's Bar because that's how the route works. Potter's Bar, and then we swiped through all the stations up to Finsbury Park. And after Finsbury Park, we get to cross over the road of where I live. We get swallowed up by two tunnels, with this one here being one of them, and voila. Although on that day I arrived on this platform. Oh, shut up. Well, they have to do what they have to do. Alright, departing now is the service to Baldock, I believe. Might be it, I don't know. Please don't horn. Good, it didn't horn. Oh, it's actually going all the way to Cambridge this time. Hell you. And this train is quite empty on the inside. It's like 2 to 7 people per carriage, give or take. And seems quite evenly distributed. And I thought the fast trains go through the middle tunnel. I didn't know the 700s could go through there. But odd things happen, as we have an MCV Versetti passing by. You couldn't just make it out, but I just saw it. And a truck accompanying it as well. If I've ever said if I've said that correctly. Whatever. Alright, coming in is a terminating service from Cambridge or Baldock. This is 700-048. And I'm going to end it there because we can't see shit. Alright, coming in here is the Great Northern Angel. This train probably came from Ely or King's Lynn. The numbers, I don't think I'll be able to tell you that because it's quite far from my perception range. Look at me using big words. As we have an LNER zoomer bound for Edinburgh, I believe. Yep, we're going to be calling at Peterborough. Peterborough, where else? Come on, scroll it. Well, it ain't gonna scroll anything at all. But that train is quite full. I bet there are a lot of uni students on that train, although, if that's the case, why did I say although and however at the same time? Let me just stick with one. Although, and I'll wait for the train to depart into the tunnel, the middle one. Goes right in. But what I was saying is that for you, if uni students are going at this time, it's quite early because I know I have uni as well. Well, by the time this has been uploaded, I'm probably at uni because if I try and the real reason why I haven't been uploading my videos on my channel is because when I've been trying to do it at home, and since I stay there most of the time, the Wi-Fi isn't that great. So when I try and upload it, it can take an entire day to upload, and I don't want to risk that. So I was like, you know what? Let me not do that, since the process will exhaust me. And secondly, is there any other reason? Secondly, if I tried using my data, because I have data on my phone, if I tried using that, I could end up exhausting all of it in just one upload. And if I have to do that constantly, before you know it, I have to pay extra. So that ain't smart. Besides, I just wanted to relax at home as well. I didn't want to bother myself too much. I wanted to relax and take it easy there. Because there's a lot that goes on into the video. Making the description, editing the thumbnail, making sure things are in the right place, and even doing it when the energy is still there. Because when the energy isn't there when it comes to making videos, I'm not going to do it. The odds are I'm not going to do it. But let's take today for example. Once I finish train spotting, I probably might make a description giving out all the details, my rating, the location of the station and all that. The TOCs that operate here. Obviously I've said that here, but some people read the description more than watch. Some people read the description before watching the videos. That's what I meant to say. And all that stuff. And also the thumbnail as well. I do work hard quite a bit when it comes to making thumbnails. And sooner or later, once I've been uploading, you'll be able to see the variety of thumbnails I've done, because before it just used to be a singular blue, red, and orange streak, but now it's been tailored in such a way that it matches the TOC, the main TOC that operates the station. So yeah. What else do I want to say? So yeah, that's the reason why I've been uploading since. So this probably might be one of the first videos that I have backlogged once I'm at uni. So just letting you know. That's all I have to say. And I think I should be able to record one more train going. Although King's Cross is now a ghost town completely. I wonder which train will actually break the silence. If a 91 actually breaks the silence here, that is something. So, is there anything else going on? I don't think there is. Nothing going on. Well, you have construction going on here, that's the thing. What this place will be in the future, that's a mystery. but looking from how things are going, I don't think there's going to be any form of activity going on. So, oh, there is activity going on, and that is the only train to break the silence. Oh well. And this train is coming towards me, although it's confined by that other track. So, yeah. All right, terminating here is 801, 800, 103. This probably is a 9-car bimodal set. This train is full. Social distancing. Good lord. This is a lot. That is a lot of people. Are they coming from uni, or are they going to uni, or what's going on? I don't know. But the amount of people on the train, it's... Good grief. That's a lot. But then again, everyone is vaccinating themselves, so this can happen. Oh boy, and people are standing. I think they're just standing because they want to get off the train ASAP. So, with this final train pulling in, I think I should end the video here. Thank you guys for watching this video and my waffling. It's greatly appreciated. If you like what you've seen today, then please like, subscribe, and hit the notification button so you can keep up to date with the content that I'll be uploading, as the train does the traditional squeaky brakes every IET does. And there's no train from the tunnel. I had to check for good measure. So yeah, King's Cross, quite a nice looking station. Very what do I even want to say? What adjective can I use to describe it? It's majestic, but at the same time, it carries that strong Victorian aura around it. Except for the platforms, because it's obviously made out of solid paved material, as you can see, and you don't have the old school catenary here. All you have is the newer style, like portal frames, and then triangulated gantries on some platforms. And if you look closely at the pull off or push off gooseneck and the brackets, it's a modern style. It's not like the ones you see down the East Coast main line, like Finsbury Park, where you see older style catenary. But let's be fair, the catenary on the East Coast main line, the original one, was installed in the 1990s, so I can't really call it Victorian, but it does carry an aura around it, because some of them are rusty, showing its age, and that gives it that vibe that I like on the East Coast main line. So yeah, my rating is 5 out of 5. In fact, 4 out of 5. The one star got removed because there weren't that many trains coming through, and there was no 91 here at all. So, but in truth, when I was getting myself prepared, before I even made it onto this spot on the platform, a 91 was just departing for somewhere mystical and magical. But because time had its own business, I wasn't able to observe it. So, oh well. So yeah, that's my waffling over. So yeah, like the station, Victorian vibe, as we have a B9TL going through on the 1476 to Northumberland Park. Should record at that station at some stage, because I did record at Meridian Water, the new Angel Road station. Although Angel Road, the old Angel Road station, should have been named something bleaker, because the area before was completely bleak. But with Meridian Water being very sleek, they should have named that station Angel Road, because that station is what you call angelic. So yeah, the former station, which is now closed completely to the public, was oxymoronic. Alright, I promise you, I'm not waffling anymore after this. So yeah, like I said, like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and you'll get more videos. So, until you hear from me, 2000 trains here, I shall see you guys later. Peace out guys, and take care.